All right, well, welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to talk about the Rangeman line of watches, and I have a lot of different Casio Master G watches, and if you want a more of a survival type watch, you definitely want to look into the Master of G, Rangeman, Mudmaster. There's a whole bunch of them. Basically, what we have right here is the Rangeman right here, and this is the box that it comes in. And we're not going to get really in depth too far into like the unboxing that. I'm going to go over some of the things that come in the box. The Rangeman is the digital version of the Mudmaster. The Mudmaster, which is right here, of course, has hands, and I mean, this is my favorite watch of all time. It is my absolute all-time favorite watch. Now, is it my most comfortable watch? Is it the watch I wear the most often? Well, I do wear that a lot. No, it's not. But it is probably one of the most comfortable watches I do own, with the exception of the Rangeman. The Rangeman is so comfortable. You barely know you even have it on. Now, if you look at a Rangeman, they actually run in price. Well, think about the Mudmaster. It starts out around between $500 and $700, depending on whether you get it used or, brand spanking new. Now, you can get the cheaper version of it, which is their cheaper Mudmaster version, and that one sells for right around $350. And basically, what you're missing is you don't get a sapphire screen. It's not quite as big. A couple of small features, but there you go. Again, for me, spend the extra money and get this one. This is just a better watch. But again, as far as the Rangeman goes, now everybody thinks of the Rangeman as this one right here, but they actually make one that's a higher end one than that, and that one actually sells. The Rangeman actually sells for about I think $550, and this one sells for around $350. And again, the difference that you're going to get is basically the sapphire lens in it, and stuff like that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. And I don't want to make it long. I want to try to make it a short video. So let's go ahead and get into the Casio Rangeman. Here we go. The Casio Rangeman, it's got a triple sensor, actually a quadruple sensor if you count the thermometer. It's got the altimeter, barometer, and compass, and of course the thermometer. And it's got world times, several alarms, several timers, and many other cool things I'm not going to get into in this video because it's just way way too much for me to get into on this video. But what we're going to do is we are going to talk about what all is in it. So if you look at the box, you open up the box. Here's the lid to it. That will come in this box. And you also get, which come in all Casio watches, some tags, and a massively thick manual that goes with this watch. Trust me, you're going to need that manual if you want to get into all of the different times, the different timers it has on it, because it has a ton of different timers on this watch. I mean, a ton. Now, I'm going to put my my G-Shock next to it. Again, like I said earlier, there are two different type of Mudmasters. Again, they range from price. The most expensive one is the GPR 1000. Sells for around $550, $525. And then you have the GW 9400 right here, and that sells for around $349. So about $200 difference between the two watches. Again, this is the Master of G Rangeman GW-9400, and again, after the 9400 you'll get a -1A1 or a whole bunch of different nomenclatures, which basically just kind of differentiate what the band looks like, whether it's an all blacked out watch, just all kind of different things. But the basic watch is just basically the GW 9400 series. Okay, it is a model equipped with the triple sensor. Geez, I can't even say it. From G-Shock Rangeman series, which supports men facing harsh and hard times in a natural environment. And again, if you're into going hiking or mountain climbing, or if you're in the military, or if you just want a really cool watch that will get you where you need to go and give you everything you need to know, everything. These are the watches to get, although that one is my absolute favorite, this one, but this will do the job. And again, they're much easier to read because they're digital. I do like how big the screens are on them. Comfort is off the chart in this watch. One of my most comfortable watches that I own, besides my, I forget what the name of it is. I did a video review on it. It's a very simple ABC watch that is not solar, which this is. And you know, it's got altimeter, barometer, compass. That's it. Doesn't have a temperature gauge, anything like that, and it's battery powered. This is solar powered. Okay, that's a big reason why you'd want to get this watch, is because of the solar power. Constantly charging. Okay, it comes equipped with a triple sensor for altitude, barometer, and compass, plus temperature. Now remember, in order to use the temperature or the thermometer on the watch, you definitely want to take the watch off of your wrist, set it down for about 10 minutes so it gets to ambient temperature, and it will give you the exact temperature. If you don't, it's going to give you the temperature of what your wrist is, and you don't want that. Unless you do want to know what your temperature is. It also has a sturdy built-in guard around each button, which keeps the buttons from being pressed without actually pressing them, so you don't inadvertently keep pushing all the buttons in it. It's they're easy to use when you need them, but they are definitely guarded highly to keep them from being, again, inadvertently pushed when you don't want to. Features 3 notification sound levels, enabling intuitive operation. The watch is shock resistant. It is 20 bar water level resistant. Solar powered, has 5 alarms, stopwatch, world times, timers. Of course, it's got ABCs, altitude, barometer, compass, and thermometer. And of course, I explained the thermometer to you. They don't include thermometer, and I don't know why they don't. I think it's because it doesn't go with A, B, C, T. I don't know. But it does have all 4 of those in it. Again, I mentioned this has a glass crystal. It is not sapphire, but it's the same kind of glass that's on your iPhone or your Samsung or anything like that. It's a really hard to scratch and a very hard glass, but it will break. So just so you're aware of that. And the glass again is 7 MOHS scale hardness rating, which is about 6 or 7 on the on the phones that you get. So again, it's just like the hardness rating on a phone. Now again, the more expensive version of this watch will come with the sapphire version if you want to spend the extra $200 for that, and it is a little bit bigger in diameter. I think if I had the money, I would have got that, but my wife got me this, and this is just perfect. I love this watch, so I'm not getting the more expensive one. This is just fine for me. Bottom line is, I love this watch. The band is very, very comfortable. If you take it out of here, pop this out. I mean, the band is really, really comfortable. It's got double clasp on it, which I like. It's got a locking keeper, which locks onto that little tib right here. So, see if I can put it on for you. And there it is. And I figured I'd go ahead and put it on my wrist, let you guys see what it looks like. That's what it looks like. You basically have this button here is to set it up, if you want to go through all your settings, is right here. This button basically goes through all the different modes that you have, all the different alarms, all that stuff. This button will change that. Plus, if you go to any of your other stuff, this will take you back. And of course, to get to the ABC function, you got to press this red button. You press it once. That is your compass. Press it again. That's your barometer. And there's your altimeter, right like that. I press B button to go back, and we're back to time. Now, if you press and hold this red button right here, it will actually turn the Wi-Fi on, and then you can actually hook it up to an app on your phone, and you can do all the settings on this watch on the app on your phone, and that's what I really highly recommend, because you can change everything about this watch using that app on your phone. The app is it's called Casio Plus, and if you open the app, I'm not going to show you, but if you open the app, it asks you to press and hold the red button on the side of this watch, which again is your Wi-Fi button. You press and hold it, and it'll say connecting to watch, and it will connect to the watch and stop the second hand on the watch. And as long as the second hand's not running, you know the watch is connected to the app, and then you can go ahead and change, things, go through it, change, put all those different alarms on it. Again, if you're going to have this watch, I highly recommend getting that app. I'm going to put a link to that app in the video description, so again, I highly recommend getting it. The band is very comfortable on it, very, very comfortable, I must say. It's got a double keeper, which I think all higher end watches should have double keepers on it. It is a very flexible band. It's just like the one that comes on my Mudmaster. It's a little thinner than the one on my Mudmaster, but it's about the same. Again, I can highly recommend it. It's very comfortable. Now, again, it's got the solar battery in it, and again, just having a solar battery means the watch is ready to go all the time. You never have to worry about what the power is going to be on the watch. As long as it's daylight out, this watch will run. Now, it does have a charging system on it, and it's got 3 little notches on it. And I always get it. It never goes up to 3 for me. I think it did once. But for the most part, it always hangs right around 2. But as long as it doesn't get down to halfway below the 1 and start blinking, you're good to go. And if it does do that, just put it under a light and leave it alone for a while. And especially at nighttime when it gets dark out, if you're not using it, it shuts everything down to save on battery. And then as soon as you pick it up or press a button to use it, it comes back to life again. So, another nice feature on that. I think I went over everything on there. I told you about the band. I love the band. It's just basically just like the band that's on my Mudmaster. It's got a dual keeper on it. It's got a little latch that keeps the keeper from sliding off the end. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I wouldn't change the band with any other aftermarket band out there. I love the band on it. Again, my wife got me this one for a Christmas present. I think it was like 3 years ago. And man, ever since she got it, I've loved it, and I've been using it ever since. Absolutely love the watch. Again, so yeah, so that one's a very special watch for me. This one and my Bulova, which I'm going to be doing a review on sometime here in the near future. And when I do the video on the Bulova, it's not going to be a very long video because that Bulova just tells time. That's all it does. But it is a very elegant watch at telling time. It's what they refer to as a see-through watch. So it's got the exhibition case back, and it's got a little port in the front that shows you some of the mechanisms in it. It just tells time, no date, no nothing. Wind up and self-wind, and yeah, it's a beautiful watch. Yeah, I've got a lot of watches, guys. I've probably got right around 50 watches. I do collect watches. Now, for those of you that don't know, if you look online for accessories for these watches and even these ones, you can find little cages that clip over the watch to keep it keeps you from banging the watch into things and breaking it. I can definitely highly recommend them. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can find them, and I'll put the link in the video description below. I got mine off of eBay. They work great. I took it off for the video because I wanted the video to be, you know, to show the watch and not to show the watch with that little thing on it. It does not detract a lot away from the watch when you put it on. Again, it's just a metal clip that wraps around the front and the sides of the watch and just protects it. Okay, I think they're like $10 to $20, but they work great, and I can highly recommend them. That's it, guys. That is pretty much it. I put the watch on. I left you guys see what it looks like with me wearing the watch. Again, I can highly recommend the Casio Rangeman. I think it's great how they use the names on them. You know, you got your Budmaster, you got your Rangeman, you got your, what's that one for undersea swimming? I can't think. Snorkel guy. Just something crazy. I love Casio watches, and especially their Master of G series of watches. So, with that being said, I just want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and New Year's is coming up, I think, tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So, Happy New Year's to each and every one of you. That's all I have in this video, so I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.